What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mason, and today we are going to be answering some questions from you guys. So I put out on Instagram and Facebook to put down some questions for me to do a little Q&A, and you guys delivered. I have some great questions here, and I'm ready to go over them. Unfortunately, in Iowa, we have a lot of snow and some colder temperatures. Warm weather is coming soon to get all of this snow off of the ground, get it melted away. But until then, we're going to do a little Q&A and hope to get back on the course very, very soon. We do have a tournament this weekend. It is currently a Wednesday night, and we have a tournament on Saturday. So, hoping, cross my fingers, we get to play that, and there's no snow on the ground. But let's get into it. First off, I have probably 10 to 12 questions from you guys, and we're going to answer every single one of them because I feel like all of them are amazing. Some of them get a little bit deeper. Some of them are just some fun ones, which are really, really nice as well. So the first question that I have is, it's not even a question. It says, battle me for a video sometime. Shout out my boy Owen on Team Freak for this one. I am so down. We will get a battle in somewhere. I don't know where yet, but we'll make that a priority. We'll get that done. Next up is, what is your go-to approach disc? Backhand and forehand. Shout out Evan Rogers on Team Freak as well. So I have a couple, and I brought my bag in here because I knew this question was going to be coming up. So we'll go 2 for forehand, and we'll go 2 for backhand. So my forehand, I'll do my forehand first, is this MD5. Right now, this is one of the most overstable mids I have in the bag right now on forehand. On backhand, I can get it to push a little bit straighter, but for forehands, this thing is a meat hook, and I absolutely love it. It's fighting any wind I put it in, so this is a great disc for that. If I need something to go a little bit straighter on a forehand, kind of manipulate the shot a little bit of angle, I like this extra soft tactic. This is the run from, I think, 2022, the extra soft Exo Vapor tactic. Excellent disc. I saw Abstract had some when I went in there last, so I might have to go stop and grab some there as well. These things are absolutely amazing. I do need to get some backups because if I lose this disc, I don't know what's going to replace it. But great, great disc there. For my backhand, I have a couple of putters that I really love throwing right now. 3 putters. 2 molds, 3 putters. So the first one is this P2X. I need to get more backups of these, and I really want to try the base plastic. I think this is Sea Line Color Glow. Yeah, Sea Line Color Glow. So this plastic is very stable. Absolutely love it. Fights winds very well. But I want to try out the base plastic and see how straight it is compared to this one, and maybe that makes the bag as well. The next mold is the P1. So I have this old S-Line P1. Shout out my teammate Tyler Pierce for that. He's helping me out a ton, hooking me up with a lot of great, great discs. And then this one is also from him. This is just a stock run, or not stock run. This is the Discmania Shield stamp. It looks like there's some bricks around it. I don't even know. But this thing is incredibly beat up, but it flies so pure. I'll put this on hyzer, and it'll slow flip up to flat, and then just kind of keep going dead straight. Maybe has a little turn to the right, but such a great, great disc. I love it off the tee. I love it on like standstill approach shots. So yeah, that is another great disc. Last one that I will put as an approach disc, it is actually a mid, is this Super Beat Up Rock. I normally use this for putting, but I really, really love this for like a slow standstill that I need to go a little bit farther than that purple P1 can get to. So really, really nice kind of utility super flippy disc there as well. And then the next question, coincidentally, is, have you worked on standstill shots? Yes, I have. Not as much as I'd like to. when I'm doing standstill, my timing is a little bit off, and it's really hard for me to actually put the disc on hyzer. So I try and throw it flat, and it comes out anhyzer. So it's something that I'm still working on, but I want to get really good at the standstill shot in case I have a bad lie. It's super muddy, and I can't really have a good run up. I had to do that in a tournament this past weekend in Nebraska. I threw a lot of standstills and threw a little bit faster discs to make sure that I still got that distance, and it worked out very well. I do wish I had a couple of those shots back, but it worked fairly well. This one's kind of going a little bit deeper. So, what similarities and what differences do you find mentally with bowling and disc golf? And I really like this question. So, if you guys don't know, I bowled in college for 5 years. Um, at a community college, we got an extra year due to COVID, so I used it at that community college. And then I bowled 2 years at a 4 year college as well. So the mental side of bowling is very draining. A lot of things can happen when you are bowling on a sport pattern instead of on a typical house shot. On that typical house shot, you get a decent amount of miss room, whereas on a sport shot, you got to make sure you're hitting your mark and making the correct adjustments. And sometimes it just leaves you flabbergasted at what actually happened, what your ball did. So I think the mental side of bowling really taught me a lot about disc golf and how I need to be mentally prepared for anything. Because once you release that bowling ball, and I learned this from my coach at Iowa Central, once you release that bowling ball, there is nothing you can do. Something is going to happen down lane, and the lane is not never going to be the same. It'll be exactly the same as your previous shot, one in every 900 million quadrillionths or something like that. It's an insane number, because the oil is always being pushed down lane. The pins are never going to be set in the exact same spot twice in a row, etc., etc. So there are so many different things within bowling that I kind of took into disc golf. Being able to throw one shot at a time. That is something that is huge. If I throw a bad shot, I got to remember to take a breath. Now, sometimes in tournaments, we get a little hot. Okay, we get a little upset, and that can be tough. It happens to everybody. Every athlete knows what I'm talking about. But being able to stay level-headed is something that bowling really taught me, and staying in the moment. Um, I was fortunate enough to win a conference title at Culver Stockton College. Shout out my boys. We were able to pull off a conference title against one of our rivals, and staying within that moment, going shot for shot, throwing one shot at a time, one frame at a time was really huge. And that alone taught me to really stay centered and stay in the moment on the course, because you never know when something can happen, when you can catch fire and go on a streak. And if your mental game is awful after one shot, then that whole round's essentially done. But I really like that question. Shout out Nathan Brockemeyer. I hope I didn't mess up that last name. We call him Cobra. He sent in a couple different questions, so I'm really excited to kind of look through those and answer them as well. What is it like losing to Cobra? It's becoming more frequent. uh, no, you really teach me a lot on the course watching you play. Um, an example would be how to play a lot of the back nine, the end of the front nine to the back nine of Deer Valley LLC. I learned so much from how you played those holes that I came back the next tournament, and I think I averaged like 980, 990 golf and felt great about myself. Because I actually learned how to play the course and not try and get birdies all the time. There are some courses where you're not going to birdie everything. You don't really have a chance to birdie everything unless you're in a great spot. So losing to you and being on the same card as you has really taught me a lot about the sport and how to really play various courses, and has ultimately made me a better disc golfer. So shout out Cobra. What is it like being a part of Freak Disc Golf? Wow. It's amazing.
I absolutely love Ryan. I love everything that he does for us on the team. He is a big blessing and someone that I hold very near and dear to my heart with all of the charity work that he does and how much love and support he gives us for the people on the team. Absolutely love him, and I appreciate everything that he gives me, and I'm very blessed to be a part of a team that truly cares about the community and their players all at the same time. So absolutely love Ryan. How many discs do I have? Oh, I counted once. I did count once. I think I was at like 280 then, and now I've gotten more. We'll call it over 300. Right about 300-ish, maybe. I have given some away, but I've also gotten a lot. So probably around that 300 number. And Tori, don't be exposing me like that. If you got stuck on a remote island, which pro disc golfer would you bring? Honestly, I feel like Kevin Jones would be a great time. I got to play with him when he came for the Des Moines Challenge before it switched to the Discmania Challenge. And he was an absolute, hoot to play with. He was so much fun. I think Silas Schultz would also be really fun to have on a remote island and just be tossing around a frisbee, talking a bunch, getting the opportunity to ask him a ton of questions. I feel like that would be a lot of fun as well. Also Simon Lizotte. I feel like Simon would give us both enough of a survival, knows enough about survival techniques, and I mean I do as well. I think we'd have a good time. What is your favorite disc to throw right now? So I'm going to do one from each category. So I already told you guys my favorite putters to throw earlier and my favorite approach discs. So we're going to go distance drivers to start. It's this Peach Paul McBeth 4-time destroyer. I threw this on hole 8 at Pickard, which is that super downhill. It's 580. And I had a 60-foot putt. So we got inside C2. And I feel like I don't throw very far. So the disc is really good. One of my favorite fairways is this 2024 Iowa Amateur Championships Glow FD. Absolutely love this disc. It used to have a ton of dome and now it's fairly flat. I have one backup and I need to get more because this disc is amazing and I throw it a ton. Favorite mid at the moment is probably this Rancho Star Rock. Shout out my teammate Josh for getting this into my hands. If I throw it on hyzer, it goes left. If I throw it flat, it's going to push for a little bit and then kind of have a consistent fade. And then if I throw it on Annie, it's not going to flat out too early, but definitely a disc that everyone needs in their bag. I love rocks, so I have a couple rocks that I'm going to be trying in here as well that I'm really, really excited about. Shout out Tori for those last 4 questions. They were absolutely amazing. Shelby asks, what is your favorite snack/beverage on the course? I do not snack a ton on the course. When I do, it's going to be beef jerky or granola bars. I love me a good peanut butter granola bar, chocolate chip granola bar. I also, for my beverage, I love Gatorade, Body Armor, a lot of anything with electrolytes. So the Gatorlyte is really good. I really like the Gatorlyte. But Gatorade mashups, if they have that, I'm picking that over anything on the shelf because all of them are amazing. If your bag could talk, what would it say about your round? I would think that my bag has a couple different opinions about me. When I'm playing well or I'm in a casual round, normally I feel like he's going to be like, oh, this is really nice. We're being taken care of really well. We're kind of jam-packed. We got a lot in here. We could take some out. You don't need this many. And then during the tournament rounds when I'm a little bit harder on myself, but not overly I'm going to kick something. Now we do get there. Every athlete knows that there is that point where we are kind of kicking our bag and stuff and just not being ourselves, I guess. And I bet she's saying dude, you need to stop. You're hurting me. But Yeah, no, that's probably what my bag is saying. This one came from my stepfather, and he says if QT, I'm assuming he's talking about Quick Trip, is open for 24 hours a day, then why does it have locks? And that is a great question. If you have someone within the store 24 hours a day, why do you need locks? And the only one that I can think of is if you get robbed, then you're like going to try and like lock them in. But at that rate, they're just going to like break the glass or something. I don't know. Like the locks are going to do nothing. Great question. That's a good one. I like that. Ashton asks, what is your favorite tournament and what's the best that you've placed playing in that said tournament? My favorite tournament is the Old Fort Open. I won it in MA1 I think it was 3 years ago, I think. And then when I moved up to MPO, I podiumed, like bottom podium. I think I got like third, and then I got second this past year, which is one of the best tournaments I've ever played. For that tournament, they had Evan Walker in the field, and he's like a 10-20 rated golfer, and I'm sitting here at maybe like low 950s, which I know I can play way better than 950 golf. So after the first round, I shot my highest rated round ever at like 10. It was just under 1050, and I tied him for that round, and I felt very accomplished. And that same day we went over, and that was on the short course that we were playing, because we played 3 courses that weekend. It was 2 rounds on Saturday, 1 round Sunday. We played Scenic, which is a shorter course, kind of in the woods, but mainly open. And then the second course was Pioneer, which is a mixture of like some bombers, kind of open shots. And then you also have ones that are like in the woods. So round 2, I tied with him round 1. Round 2, I lost to him by 6. He shot 12 under, I shot 6 under, which still was like a great round. I felt good. I was just making a couple small mistakes that kind of took me out of it, and he was capitalizing on those. The last day, it really showed that putting myself closer on day 2 would have been really, really nice. Tied with him again, averaged like 990 golf, and I lost by 6 still. So kind of tough, but a really fun tournament. I was really happy with how I performed, so can't complain. And, that was a decent payday, so I was really, really happy about that. That is all of my questions that I had from you guys. I really do appreciate you guys sending me in questions and really asking me some great ones. Kind of went on the mental side. Got some fun ones in there as well. Exposing me. I don't have enough plastic. Frankly, I want more. All in all, thank you guys so much for sending in questions. Greatly do appreciate y'all. And everybody in this journey. I appreciate every single one of you guys, because each one of you guys is impacting my disc golf career in some way, shape, or form. So I really do appreciate y'all. Get ready. I hope y'all like the mic. I got a mic now, so we'll be able to have better sound quality with our videos, hopefully on the course. So really, really excited to get back onto the course. Like I said, we have a tournament this weekend on Saturday. So really excited about that. Hopefully the snow is mostly gone, but we'll just have to see, baby. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Again, I appreciate all y'all. Peace and love, baby. Take care. Peace out.